halfway. Sorry. Hi guys, welcome back to the Minimalist Society. I'm Adeline.
And I'm Penny.
And we're both back again with another episode of The Minimalist.
So today we're going to share with you some of our past projects that we've designed throughout the years, and along with some advice on how you can achieve them effectively.
We hope that this can give you new ideas and a boost to the right directions for your renovations. Today we're looking at 30 living room designs. So Penny, what do you look for in the living room?
I think for me, it really has to be a beautiful space that encourages for friends and family to gather around. I mean, that's the whole idea of a living room, right?
So I guess you'll really like the next living room that we're going to show you. So
let's get into it.
The first living room we have is Geylang Serai. So this is a Japanese themed living room with lots of wood color used throughout the house, from flooring to the loose furnitures. So as you can see here, along the platform in the living room, it mimics a traditional Japanese room.
It does, and I think with all the warm wood that's being used, it really gives the home a very warm feeling and a very welcoming and relaxing vibe to the whole house. Yeah, and I think this is a perfect space for friends and family to gather around, just chit-chat and relax. Have a tea drinking session. The platform actually provides plenty of hidden storage in the living room to minimize clutter, and also with the use of the Muji cabinets, what it does is it really helps to organize the collectibles and things that you want to display in your living room. The next house we have is at Alcove Lakeview. Right, so this living room, it gives a very calming and relaxing look to it, and the reason for that is because of the color combinations. So by using light wood and also white color, what it does is that it gives a very soft and pastel look.
So the wood tones used in these carpentries have a very similar color to the vinyl flooring, so making it look super seamless.
Yeah, I think it's really nice to look at.
Next we have is Monte Blue. This is a resale condo that has a full-height TV feature wall in blue. So I think this blue is very soothing, and this adds this dynamic look to the space. And actually, if you notice, right, this living room has no dining table.
Oh yeah!
Because the homeowner used the kitchen island to dine, so you can see at the left side of the picture. So in turn, actually making space for their grand piano right behind the sofa.
Yeah, so right at the back of the grand piano is actually the study area. So this timeless combination of white and wood color, you can never go wrong with that, and it introduces warmth to the space as well. Yeah, and also in this house, they have sheer curtains in their living room. This helps to diffuse the sunlight that's coming in, because sometimes it can be quite glaring. So with the use of sheer curtains, it makes it less glaring.
Next, we have a living room in Tampines. So the first thing that caught my eye is the cove lighting, which gives off this soft and diffused glow in the space, which makes it look really, really cozy.
Actually, this house looks very spacious.
It is, because this is a 5-room resale flat. Actually, in a big space, it is good to add in a rug piece.
Yeah, just like this neutral color rug that really gels well with the living room design.
And it also helps to define the living room without any physical barrier, and anchors down the furniture, which is very, very important in a large open space.
Perfect for relaxing and distressing. Moving on to the next living room at Clemency Crest. They have a feature wall by the entrance of the house that wraps its way into the living space. So it is actually used to conceal the bomb shelter door. At the same time, it is also an extra storage space for the shoes and for other items.
They use a chipboard laminate at the open shelf of this feature wall, which adds visual interest to this piece of carpentry. And the classic light wood and white wall combination makes the space look brighter and more spacious.
It does. Moving on to the next living room in Costa Rica. So at the first image, it's actually a TV feature wall that has these floating shelves above it. So the floating shelf allows the owners to add their little touches to the space. And actually, Adeline, I think this is one of my favorite living rooms.
Is it?
Because of the nook that's being created by the plaster wall. It's so beautiful.
Actually, this dining area is a little far from the TV, so it's actually a smart idea to add the ledge above the half wall, so it can double up as a place to eat while enjoying the show.
Oh my god, I love it! In all seriousness, I really love this design because it's multifunctional, it's beautiful, and that's great to have in a minimalistic home.
Our next house is Fernvale Woods. So this living room has a full height storage, TV console, and a bay window that is all connected. This creates a unified look to the space while providing plenty of storage to minimize the clutter.
And with the use of ceiling fan, it frees up floor space, and also because of the 3 colors that is being used at the carpentry already, choosing a white ceiling fan actually allows it to blend in with the ceiling so that it doesn't look like there's too much going on. Next, we have a 2-room condo at the Hilford. So to maximize the limited floor space, what we did is that many of the furniture are actually custom made to be, multifunctional, such as the coffee table. Actually, it can be converted into like a side table when you flip it over. Yeah, or you can use it for a hand rest while you're sitting at the bench.
So when it's not in use, you can actually keep it at the bottom of the bench, so you look back into a seamless look. So an open shelf is incorporated with the full height cabinet so that the space wouldn't feel too built up. So the TV feature wall helps to hide the unsightly cables and keep the space clutter-free. So our next house we have is Meadow Lodge. So this modern Scandi living room is combined with rich blue accent with the light wood and the white colours. So I think in this house, the blue really adds a pop of colour to the space. So using it in the living and the kitchen makes it a consistent feature throughout the house.
Yeah, I really like that. So if you notice the TV feature wall, it has fake grooves. So the grooves are to mimic as if it's a hidden storage, such that you can open it, but it's fake. So it's like a hidden carpentry, but it's not. It's just to conceal the TV wires. One way to incorporate lots of storage space while not having the carpentry overpower your living area is to, have open shelving and also follow the golden ratio for the full height and also the low height cabinets. Next, we have a living room at the Bencoolen. So their living room has a TV feature wall that is not full height. So it's also in this very soothing blue color, which I really love, right? So since it's not full height, this also allows the aircon to be installed on the same side of the wall. So if you take a look at the aircon, you realize that there's not much pipes running around in the living room. So having that option to either have the aircon installed on this side or the other side is a really great option.
So if you're afraid of adding furnitures that won't match well with one another, don't worry, just choose neutral tones as you can never go wrong with them. So as you can see from the picture, just like the curtains and sofa colour in this house, it's both neutral colours. So anytime that you feel that it's too plain, you can always add decoration by adding plants or art pieces to the space.
Next is McPherson Spring. So they have a feature wall along the stretch of the bomb shelter door, right? So it also acts as a shoe cabinet as well as a storage cabinet. So on the storage cabinet, it features this arc shape cutout on the doors as well as this open shelf shape. So this gives more character and also visual interest to the house.
So our next house we have is Marceline Greenview. So this is another modern Scandi design by matching the dark and bold colours with the light wood tones. So in this case, the dark colours is actually close to black. So as you can see, the feature wall is black in colour. This is the one near the foyer. This is to basically conceal the bomb shelter door.
Yeah, then moving into the living room, there's also a stretch of storage cabinet that is quite long with a total of 6 doors. So in order not to make it feel too heavy or overpowering in the living space, what we have done is actually we created an open shelving that owners can put like keys or other decorations, and also we make it suspended. So actually the space at the bottom, you can see the homeowners actually place speakers over there. So they can also use this space to put everyday items like robot vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, you know those circle ones that just go around on the floor. Our next house is Sun Natura. So in this house, we actually incorporated the study table along with the TV console and the TV feature wall. So the floating shelves frame above the study table is actually a good way to make use of the vertical spaces.
So this is especially efficient for homes with limited floor space because this is actually a 2-room condo. Yeah, so living in a small space doesn't mean you can't live big. Yeah! So the next living room we have is at Treasure. So if you're someone that doesn't watch TV for entertainment and you indulge in books instead, you can have this kind of design because there's a lot of space for you to put books and also maybe board games as well.
So a minimalist tip is that you don't have to fill up every corner of the shelf. So instead, it's good to actually leave some empty spaces for a less cluttered look.
Next is at Dines Condo. So the entryway, they actually have this storage cabinet with dark accent colours. It's actually black colour, so this adds mood and a sophisticated look in contrast with the white living room. Yeah, and also by using the light wood in the open shelf, this creates a very good contrast against the black cabinet doors.
So below the settee, there's this carved up look where you can put your most worn shoes there. So it's basically for easy access lah.
Next is Cube Residences. So in this living room, there is a full height storage cabinet combined with the built-in dining booth. So for a carpentry of this size, using white doors is a good way to make sure that it doesn't feel too bulky. And also with the use of dark wood in the open shelves and along with the dining table, this creates a very good contrast with the white doors. So creating a feature in and of itself.
Our next house is at Tampines Greenridge. So this living room, as you can see, it comes from the entrance view. So the entrance view, you'll see a 2-dot shoe cabinet with a frosted glass divider above it. So the purpose of this is actually to add additional privacy for, away from the walking neighbors. So from the living room view, on the right side of the picture, you can see that the shoe cabinet is continued against the wall as the TV console. So this creates a design that is unified and well put together. Using the classic wood and white tone combination, this makes a perfect example of a simple and comfy Muji home. Ding!
So the next house we have is at Osville. So this is one of my other favorite houses because of the combinations of colors that it's being used. Like for example the dark blue, this creates a good contrast between the light wood TV feature wall along with the white storage cabinets. So if you notice the dark color, this actually flows from the entrance into the living room. So what this does is that it creates a smooth transition and it unifies the space.
So for this almost full height cabinet, we actually used white to imitate the walls because this is actually near the entrance and this helps to reduce the bulkiness in the area.
Our next house is at Boon Lay View. So their living room is an open concept design. So this is actually a 4-room flat, but the living room looks like a 5-room because the homeowner wanted a bigger living area for gatherings. So what we did is we actually hacked down the wall that is adjacent to the living room. So now the homeowners have converted it into a relaxation area with beanbags and also the Muji cabinets that actually houses their collections of board games.
I think the different wood tones add warmth and texture to the space, giving it a homey and welcoming feeling in contrast with the white walls. Our next house is at East Crown. So this living room, there's only one carpentry, which is the full height storage cabinet that spans across the wall behind the sofa. So even though it's a big carpentry, it doesn't really feel bulky because of the color combination used for the space.
And along with the loose furniture for the TV console and table, which is of a darker shade of wood color, it still matches the rest of the house because the wood is of the same tone. For bigger spaces like this house, a rug can be added to anchor down the furniture visually.
Next, we have Fengshan Greenville. So this modern scary theme living room plays a lot with the darker shades of colors, such as the feature wall by the entrance. So this is meant to conceal the household shelter's door. So the storage space nearer to the door is dedicated for the shoes, as you can see on the picture on the right. So personally, I really love to have the open shelves like this for the shoes that I wear on a daily basis because it's actually really easy for me to reach.
I really like this idea too. So moving on to the living area, you can see the laminate on the TV feature wall. It actually looks quite similar to the feature wall by the entrance.
But it's in the lighter shade.
Yup, so that's how you can play around with the colors while maintaining a connection throughout the different spaces. So this is actually a 5-room BTO. So what the owner has done with the other half of the living room is to convert it into a work from home office. So the area is being separated by the blue sofa, which also matches with the kitchen cabinets that extends out to the dining area. So it's good to keep a few colors in your house to reduce the visual mess. So the next house we have is a 1-room flat at Matilda Court. So to make a small space like this comfortable, what we have done is we install a sliding door to allow the homeowner to extend the living space into the bedroom whenever she needs. And the bay window over here actually gives her extra storage space and sitting areas whenever there are more guests over.
Especially in a small space like this, it's good to have loose furniture so that you can have the flexibility to move things around easily. And this actually allows you to add a touch of your personality into the space.
Yeah.
Next, we have Tong Lin Hall. So in this living room, in order to create a sense of privacy in the rest of the space, we installed an angled strip partition that still allows light to pass through.
So moving on to the dining area right next to it, you can see that sometimes by incorporating benches along with chairs, this creates a more dynamic look.
What do you mean?
So rather than having chair,
Approximately 10 hours later.
6 chairs, you can swap out 2 of the chairs to a bench just like this house. The next living room we have is at Waterway Cascadia. So with the light wood feature wall, it contrasts really well with the dark colour cabinets. And along with the grey vinyl floor, this complements the entire carpentry also. And it just brings out these modern vibes to the whole entire space.
So this asymmetrical design makes it unique and pleasing to the eye, using design elements such as the lines and the shapes to decorate the place without actually overwhelming with additional decoration, which makes the carpentry the decoration itself. Our next house is in Treasure Crest. So I really like this composition of light wood, feature wall against the grey painted wall. It really complements each other really well.
Yeah, and the rectangular feature wall against the squarish wall kind of tricks the eye into thinking that the living space is much wider than it really is. Next, we have a Scandi-themed living room at the Coco Palm. So with lots of wood tone used from the dining table to the carpentry to the light fixtures and even the ceiling fans, this makes the living room look really cohesive.
Is that a fish tank?
Hey, good eye! So right next to it is also the coffee machine. It's always good to know what you want to have in your living room and in the rest of your house so that this can be taken into consideration during the design phase.
Our next house we have in Skyline. So do you guys actually see the open shelf on the carpentry on the left? It's very subtle, like it's made to be part of the wall. Yeah, so what we did is we also play around with the white and wood tones, which gives us the Muji vibe in the living room.
And in the gym room, you see that we have incorporated an asymmetrical design for the half wall and half glass section. So this actually follows through with the lines at the false ceiling design, so making it a really distinct feature for this house. And the final house we have is at Highline Residences.
So this living room has a modern and cozy vibe that matches the light and dark colours together really nicely.
Yeah, and another thing about this house that is so pleasing to the eye is the different forms that's being used, such as the sofa and the dining chairs where the legs are curved, right? It's really in great contrast with the sharp and angular look from the coffee table and TV console. So this gives our living room a more dynamic look.
So the different texture of the carpets also helps to define the living and dining areas separately. So which living room was your favourite? Comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates from us.
We hope you enjoyed the videos and see you next time. Bye!